Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here for Sports Choice Plus, and I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the fallout after Brian Flores sues the NFL. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns here at Sports Choice Plus. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking directly at the situation, it's ugly. It's ugly. I think that not only with the text messages, not only with the evidence brought to light about owner Stephen Ross, the interview with John Elway, the interview, even though he knew he wasn't going to get the job with the Giants, it's just a full circle slap in the face. The NFL has a Rooney Rule in place to basically interview minorities and give them an opportunity to simply just interview versus just hiring a candidate that you want off the bat. It's disappointing. I'm just going to break this down piece by piece. First of all, the Denver Broncos need to investigate if that actually happened. With John Elway and the rest of the Denver Broncos showing up to potentially an interview, a candidate being hungover, drunk, that's damning. That's damning. I don't care who you are. Being drunk at an interview and interviewing people for NFL jobs, it's just stupid. It's stupid. And plus, John Elway, the GM or vice president, hasn't been anything close to John Elway, the player. So let's just be clear. It's time for him to move on. Looking at the Giants with Bill Belichick and that tight-knit good old boy circle, that's just one of those things. You go into an interview knowing you're not even a candidate at that point because they've already made their decision. Bill Belichick hit the nail on the head when he sent a text saying, hey, from Buffalo to New York, the Giants. So it's just like, look, something has to change. It's not going to change now. And Brian Flores could have very well kept his career and kept his mouth shut, but he spoke up. He spoke up for a bigger cause to make sure that other minorities have the opportunity to actually have a chance. But until the NFL changes things, the NFL owners that own these teams make all the decisions when it comes to that. It doesn't matter how many interviews you have. You can't force somebody to hire somebody. You can't force somebody to hire somebody if they don't like that person. When I'm looking directly at this, and it's disgusting, owner Stephen Ross offered him $100K per loss as incentive to help his team tank. You hear how crazy that is when people are depending on the NFL for jobs, players year to year. They're trying to get a check, and you're paying guys to essentially tank so you can get a better draft pick in 2019, 2020. It's just, it's stupid. It's ludicrous. And you got to ask yourself, how much of this boils down on Roger Goodell? Well, none of it actually does, because he answers to the owners. This is something you have to push off to the owners. This is something you got to take to the Jerry Joneses. This is something you got to take to the Bob Krafts. This is something you have to take to the Rooneys and really enforce this. Like, look, we're getting serious about this. Now, mind you, it's your checkbook. You're an owner. There's nothing they can do to force you sign an African-American or a Mexican or Asian or any ethnic group other than Caucasian. There's nothing they can force you to do that. But they can also incentivize it. When you're looking just at the landscape of the NFL, nothing's truly going to change with this lawsuit. We saw with Colin Kaepernick's lawsuit what happened. They put some stickers here. They put some decals here. They put all these things on the stadiums and covered the seats with Black Lives Matter. But what does it really matter at this point? What is the NFL really sending a message when you still have behavior like this going on? When they talk about being diverse, when they talk about having a diverse culture and having a diverse hiring process, but you still see stuff like this going on. Something has to change. It has to be something at the base level and really grow up. And you have to have an owner that comes in that wants to hire other people other than just Caucasian males. So it's tough. It's tough. And when it comes down to Bill Belichick literally sent that text message thinking he was talking to Brian Daboll, former offensive coordinator, now the head coach of the New York Football Giants. So when it's all said and done, we have to look at these hiring practices. The NFL should look into this allegation of tanking, because if that's true, that could be damning. To lose games and be incentivized to lose games, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But I think when it's all said and done, Brian Flores is courageous. He has integrity. And he's really a true football coach. He's really trying to make sure generations after him has opportunities to do better than he ever did and have just a simple opportunity to interview and have a fair shot. So with that being said, shout out to Brian Flores. I don't know where the lawsuit's going to lead. I hope he's still able to work in the NFL, but you know, he shouldn't have even been fired from the Dolphins. Stephen Ross is an idiot, and you got to look at this. What are your thoughts on the lawsuit? What are your thoughts on the whole thing, from the Denver Broncos to the Giants to the Miami Dolphins offering him $100K per loss to incentivize getting a better quarterback? What are you guys feeling? Get in the comment section below. Tell me your raw emotions. Tell me what you're feeling. And as always, you made it to the end of the video. Might as well subscribe right now. Hit me with the share. Hit me with the fave. Thank you so very much. We look forward to seeing you on the next video. And we're going to keep this up. We're going to keep the good content coming.